I think Boruto is one of the most amazing animes out there, especially due Blue Vortex, okay? It's actually really awesome, not gonna lie. And then I read chapter 31 and I was very disappointed, okay? Especially, how they're gonna fight these clog or rhymes or whatever they're called. These looking beard guys, I'm talking about. Those beard guys that's apparently supposed to be a challenge, but they're so stupid, they're not really of a challenge. Like a filler, you know what I'm saying? It feels like it's just a filler arc for something big to come or something like that. But to be fair, with all of that, right? Chapter 31 was really awesome in my opinion. This is not a review. I just want to yap about something. And here I am, and I'm just like reading it, and then I just see Sarada going blind. And again, spoilers. Yeah, Sarada goes blind. And I looked at this, and the first thing I said was, "This is one of the most stupidest things I've ever read in my entire life." And keep this in mind, I'm a Naruto fan. I'm a Naruto nerd. I watched Naruto like literally 2 times, and I'm on my third time watching Naruto. And I'm probably not gonna watch Naruto for a while right now. But even then, I watch Naruto a lot, like when I'm working, when I'm not, when I'm recording videos, just doing whatever. Sometimes I just like to watch Naruto because I think it's really awesome, right? And I look back at like Naruto and I look all of these types of stuff, and then you look at Naruto now, right? Boruto, you would expect a big change, right? Especially with Sarada, right? Because she unlocked the Mangekyo Sharingan, she unlocked all of these, fantastic stuff in a very early age, and then you would expect her to unlock the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. That's not really a far fetch, right? If she just unlocked it right off the bat, because, it would make sense, ending all of that hatred and all that stuff, but because also, we're dealing with gods, we're dealing with people who are godlike people. And anywho, for all of that, right? Me just watching Sarada going blind, and I'm looking at this. Her vision looks blurry. Everything looks weird. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is such a terrible writing response, right? It's so bad in my opinion, right? Like, I get it. Maybe she might get like new technology or something to, make her eye last longer. I don't know, or maybe like forever or something like that. Maybe Yamano might cook something, or like class rep. You know what I'm saying? But even then, it's such a terrible, in my opinion, it's such a terrible writing because, Sarada kind of broke the curse, right? And we all know that. And instead of just giving her something really big, right? We just gave her like, what, a godlike power that has limits, but maybe we might get even more stuff going on like later on in the future, right? And like I get that writing, but then at the same time, I'm looking at this, I'm like, she already has potential, right? Like Sarada has potential to literally unlock a new jutsu or a new jutsu for the Mangekyo Sharingan, not just, making it blind. You get what I'm saying? I mean, with all that being said, just Sarada does have potential, right? Especially with, Himawari, right? And you see, like, the basis of Himawari and her powers, right? And you look at the powers for the Uchiha, right? And you look at for Sarada that she broke the curse, right? It feels like she's not in that level Boruto or even Himawari for that sake, because her eyes is going blind. And keep this in mind, Amaterasu is one of the most dangerous eye killers in my opinion. I mean Sasuke used it in 3 fights 3 times, right? And even then, or 4 times, I don't know, 3 or 4, but even then, just even then, despite all of that, he just went blind and he was forced to get a Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, right? And you look at Sarada, and again, Sarada used it for a lot longer, but her powers is a lot stronger. And with that being said, just making her weaker like that is kind of boring, I guess, in such a way. And it's like, I guess they're gonna do something, they're trying to cook something later on in the future. But even then, if they just gave her, the ability to just do whatever, right? Like just whenever. I think it would be awesome. But I don't know. Maybe Sarada might have something cool later on. But I just find the idea of Sarada going blind is such, I don't know, it's so bad writing. I just like, it would just be cooler if it didn't go blind and she could probably cook something with the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, right? Maybe she'll unlock a third secret power that nobody knows, or fourth, or something like that, or maybe create something. Again, we're dealing with gods here. We're not dealing with, boundaries of human nature and chakra, and that's what, last series were, like Naruto, Naruto Shippuden, even Ninetales, right? Ninetales had that boundaries, right? Even Himawari, like right now, has some sort of boundaries between chakra, but when you're looking at Boruto's team, there's no boundaries, right? It's all gods, it's all Shinjutsu, it's all these awesome looking things. And when you give a character that quite literally is really hyped to be one of the next Hokages and to be in the next first Hokages, and to give a character like a Sharingan that goes blind, actually nerfs her by a lot. Even though her powers is quite literally insane, like she can literally make black hole amaterasus and, change gravities in some sense, but even then, if you just make her go blind, it just gives her more weakness, if that makes sense. Even if you're gonna put technology in there, right? And actually, I do like where the show is going. I will say Boruto is also kind of going to a part where it's like, instead of relying so much on chakra, you can also rely more on technology. I think Boruto's blade will be very heavily reliant on, technology. I actually heard a lot of people say that this series is going to end within a few chapters, like supposedly like 30 or 60 chapters or something like that. I don't think that's the case, because I think the whole Boruto franchise might rely more on technology and on god level powers, right? So maybe Sarada's eye could be some sort of technology that, the class rep cooked or something like that. I do believe something may happen, but even then, I just don't like the idea that, she has to have a power up, or she has to have something in order for some big change, right? I mean, Himawari is quite literally raw power. I think this is why Himawari is one of the most strongest characters, even for Damon. I mean, you look at Himawari, right? She quite literally possesses, this is just a theory, I'm not entirely 100% sure, but she probably possesses both of, Naruto's chakra and Ninetales chakra and Himawari's, or Hinata's chakra, and, Hinata's even DNA, right? And if you just mix that, I think you create Himawari, and because, Himawari not only has giant chakra, but now she has Ninetales. And for that case, maybe, that's how Ninetales got resurrected. I don't know. I'm going a little too far. But anywho, you know what I'm saying? Like, Himawari has, power where it's really high up there, but, it can still ascend to a godlike level, even as a young age. And I think that's what, Boruto was trying to get into. And when you see Sarada, right, like when you first see, like in the end of Boruto, you see her unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan, right, and you're like, oh my god, she unlocked the Eternal, you know what I'm saying, because it makes sense for a storyline. It makes sense that she did it out of, by breaking the curse, and maybe in the future they'll unlock some sort of something like that, right? But at the same time, when you're looking at all these type of stuff, right, and you're looking at, okay, oh, now she's actually going blind, she doesn't have the Eternal, right? I even said, last video, she's crazy because she has the Eternal, and you're looking at it, so she has no Eternals, then how is she gonna, get a new type of power, right? Some people say actually maybe her, I think, left eye gets maybe I don't know, but maybe heals the right eye a little bit or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because she uses it so much to the point where it's she should probably go blind by now. But even then, if you really think about it, I don't think so. I think she just has a big, power up to the point where it's she doesn't have to use it as much, to get blind, if that makes sense, right? I do think it'll be some sort of technology or something like that. I do think that the writers might try to hint on some sort of technology. Boruto's blade really does seem like, technology. I think Boruto will be some sort of technology out there, right? Some sort of power up and all of that really cool looking type stuff, you know what I'm saying? But even then, just overall with I guess Sarada, right? I don't know. I feel like she's being treated like Sakura, right? She has potential, and then turns out she needs more power-ups, but probably does nothing at the end. And I think that kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. I think it really does suck for a story-based character. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like and subscribe. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. I just want to chat a little bit. I want to yap about, Sarada and, like, how bad it is. Like, if she's just giving her a Mangekyo Sharingan, but not Eternal, because, yeah, just want to yap about it. I yapped about it for almost 10 minutes now, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.